Yeah, so Tyler, I mean, first of all, let's talk about your move. You've moved from Everton to Stockport.
Yeah.
How's it going, first of all?
Yeah, really good. I mean, obviously I was there last season before my injury, but gone back in, settled in really well. It's really helpful knowing obviously the staff and the players and stuff. So yeah, just went in and got going. Yeah, it's nice to.
Settled in completely easy. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a proper little football club, isn't it? It's a proper football club, Stockport. It's got
yeah,
all that sort of,
yeah.
you know, I don't know what it is. There are just certain clubs like Oldham Athletic, Stockport. You know, they have that pedigree, don't they?
Yeah, they got a really good feel to them. It's like really like family clubs got a good feel. You go to the games on a weekend, like really the atmosphere in the stadium's class. The staff around the building's got a really good atmosphere, and I think because obviously the rise they've had over the years, I think that winning like feeling it's really helpful and just creates a good like atmosphere, as you said, within the whole club and community there at the club. It's great.
How do you cope with the difference in styles, the difference in you know the abilities and whatever in a you know League One compared to coming from a Premier League club? Is that difficult to adjust?
Yeah, there is big differences, but I think that's the main part of going out on loan. It's dealing with it's more direct play. You're playing against like attackers, strikers. I've obviously been playing at the back a bit, so strikers who they use the body really well. They might not be as fast and as athletic as Premier League players, but like they use the body well. They're clever with the movement. They go down and stuff like that. Like so, yeah, it's challenging, but it's something I've adapted. I think with each game and something I think I'm doing well at and can definitely improve at as well.
You may have gone a bit earlier, mightn't you? But obviously players were needed at Everton for the trip to America. But what an experience that was for you.
Yeah, really good. I think the plan was I'd be back at Stockport at the start of pre-season, but yeah, with circumstances at Everton, I was around for the America trip, which was really good. It was a good trip. Managed to get some minutes as well, which was good for me. And yeah, really good experience. Nice to be around the group and stuff like that, and yeah, show the new manager what I can do and things like that. It's good.
In a sense, I suppose that's a good thing because you have got a relationship with David Moyes now in that respect. You know, rather than going out before he arrived or.
Yeah, exactly. My obviously main priority is play loads of games, play as many games as I can, and I knew that would be out on loan. But yeah, the manager hadn't seen me play or train or anything yet because of my injury last season, so it was good to get in front of him and his staff and show him what I can do still, and I think that's can only be a positive thing.
How difficult has it been, you know, with the injuries you picked up? Because you went on loan to Forest Green, I think, and were injured quite early on, and that must be really frustrating because you know you want to go out there and you know move forward, don't you? I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the past two-ish seasons has been really frustrating for me personally with injuries and stuff. But I think like it happens in football, and I think my kind of rise when I was young, 16, I was around the 21s, and then I was around the first team at 17, so I got quite lucky in a sense of injuries, and I was pushed and kicked on early on, and I think it's kind of, I was speaking with my family, so it's like full circle, like you kind of have, you got to take the good and the bad type of thing. It's the lads who react well from these bad things that have good careers, it's not always going to be easy, so you got to deal with injuries and setbacks, so I think I've done that, and hopefully I can kick on again these next few years.
Do you have a sort of different role than you might have had at Everton at Stockport? Are you playing in a different position?
Yeah, so it's something the past 12, 18 months I've been transitioning, I'd say, into a defender, so I've been playing centre-back, a little bit right-back, like a right-sided defender of a free at Stockport. Sometimes, like when I'm building up from the back to right-back, defending as a centre-back, so yeah, it's something that I've been learning and really enjoying, to be fair. It's something that I think I can hopefully kick on in and progress.
Watching you look very comfortable on the ball, and I think that in today's game, a lot of the sort of centre half positions are about controlling the ball, aren't they, and playing with the ball. Is that something you picked up on? And
yeah, definitely. I think obviously playing midfield for so many years, I think when you drop back, you got the whole game in front of you, and you have got more times. I think that's really helpful for me. Like I can get on the ball a bit more and control the tempo of the game. But I think obviously you still got to be a defender first and foremost. Like that old school side of the game, I think will never go, and I like that side of the game. I think defenders blocking and heading and clearing, like that's for me will always be in fashion. So I think I've got to also do that side of the game as well if I want to have a good career.
The loan system, we see a lot of players going out on loan, and it seems to be more and more now. Premier League clubs look at, we've seen Harrison Armstrong going out, and he was sort of on the verge of the first team, and you've seen him going out. What benefits do you get from going out on loan?
Yeah, going on, I think it's massive. I think there's so many benefits. I think obviously in an ideal world, young player, they go out, they play every game, start every game. Obviously get an exposure in terms of like whether you're dealing with a relegation battle and the pressures of that. Just going into the changing rooms, into a men's environment for the first time, that's a big thing. It's totally different to 23s or 21s football where like people's jobs and careers are on the line. So like it means a lot to people and to us. So that's, you got to deal with that and still perform well. So it's massive. It's so good for your development as a person and as a player.
And is that competitiveness? Because I mean, I know under 23s and under 21s, every game you play, you will be competitive, but there's not that sort of that competitiveness as you get in the league system, and is that a big thing?
Yeah, massive. I think like you said, every game you want to win, whether it's under 16s, under 18s, under 21s, you want to win every game and perform to your best. But I think when you go into the league, there's a difference. Like the crowd for one, like I said, the manager, like there's a lot more pressure on the staff and us players to get 3 points, and that is all that matters. Like if no matter how you perform, if you win, like everyone's happy type of thing. Where I think under 21s is a bit more about development and performance and individuals, whereas when you're in the league, it's everything is geared towards winning that game on a weekend.
And you've been at Everton a long time, haven't you? Since you were 8.
Yeah.
Incredible. And how have you sort of grown as a player, do you think, from that age? And has Everton been a good place for you to be?
Yeah. No, as I said, I've been there since I was 8, so it's kind of all that I know before I went on loans and stuff. So it's been great. I think Everton's such a good club in terms of developing characters and personalities. I think obviously there's a lot of expectation. I think even on like the youth teams, when you're playing to the 21s, you're on the first team, like the fans, I think they demand a lot, obviously, of our first team. I think that trickles down into the academy and stuff. So the coaches, they kind of get that out of you at an early age to be competitive. Like, no, I don't think any team like runs harder than Everton. They don't work hard. They win the second balls, win the first duels, things like that. That's massive, I think, as a footballer at any level, I think. So that's what Everton's great for, I think.
So a great education you've had.
Yeah, great football education, and as I said, as a human as well, on a human level, I think Everton produce good people, which is, I think, just as important, if not more important.
Listen, we're going to talk about your family connections and the whole Kenya thing, but with regards to the future, what's your plans? What you'll obviously want to get a good run of games at Stockport, and then after that.
Yeah, I think obviously that's, for me, my main focus is just staying fit, staying on the pitch, being available this season, and kind of putting a good run of games together and showing people what I can do and how I've improved and developed. And then, I think from that, it's kind of, I think the rest kind of will take care of itself. I don't want to look like too far ahead. I think for me, it's just, take each game as it comes and perform to my best of my abilities, and the rest I think will take care of itself in the
certainly
future.
A sensible outlook on you've got there. But let's move on to the family, and of course your dad is Kenyan, and actually played rugby in Kenya, didn't he? I believe, and you've got other relatives. You tell me. How big a part is Kenya in your life? Yeah,
massive. I'm very in touch with my Kenyan side of my family. They're very close to me, and something I'm proud of. Proud to be from Kenya. Like you said, my dad, he played rugby at a lesser level, but I had 2 uncles that played for the rugby sevens Kenya national team, which I've been to. I went to Glasgow, I think, to watch one of my uncles play in one of the World Cups, Rugby Sevens World Cup, so that's something that sticks out of my mind. But it's a massive part of my life. Somewhere that I visit quite often in the summers, maybe every other summer I go and visit my family there. So I'm very close to that side of my family.
And where are they based? Are they based in Nairobi? Or?
Yes, I think my grandfather, he was born in Kisumu, and then he moved to Nairobi. So I've got a lot of family in Nairobi and in Kisumu. Yeah, so
brilliant. And as far as playing football for the country, is that something you'd like to do? Is that something that's in your mind? Yeah,
it's something that I have thought about, and it's something that I think in the future is something that I'm open to and will look at. But like I said, I think my main priority for this next season at least is club football and performing at a high level and getting a good run of games together. And I think maybe next season or in the next 12 months, that's something that I'll definitely look at.
I can imagine it would make your dad quite proud to see you put the Kenyan strip on. And
Yeah, absolutely. I think whole family I think would be super proud, and yeah, I'd be proud. Like it's a great achievement for anyone, and I think that's something that can never be taken lightly, no matter where you're from. I think it's something that I'd like.
And African football is so good, isn't it? You know, you look at some of the teams, and the Premier League in particular has seen so many great African players. You know, it's a really competitive country with regards to the football. They love the football there.
Yeah.
Do you take an interest in African football and you know what happens over there?
Yeah. I've been keeping track of some of the results, the Kenya national team in their most recent tournament.
Yeah.
And I think African football is great. I think you look at the Premier League players, like you said, that have played in the Premier League from Africa, and there's some great names, great players. I think it's entertaining. It's it's a good foot, like a good. They play entertaining football. I think so. It's something that it's exciting.
And of course, Benny McCarthy is the manager there. And you know he's got plenty of history in this country as well. And have you had any sort of contact at all with the national side?
No, I haven't actually personally spoke to anyone myself. But yeah, like you said, Benny McCarthy, I've seen that he took over, and I think he's coached at a very high level. Obviously, he's at Man United as a coach, so he's seen the highest level. He knows what good looks like. I think that's really important for a country to have a manager that's played and coached at such a high level. And I think I can only do good things, and I think that as a player that's attractive and enticing to work under a manager that's seen what good looks like, as I said.
Yeah, I watched some of the crowds, you know, there as well, and they're passionate fans, aren't they? I mean, we talk about the Evertonians, but the Kenyan fans are so passionate. I've been watching these. I think it's Chan, the Chan tournament, which is what you were relating to, and they got to the quarterfinals, but. Some of the noises and the sort of passionate fans there is incredible.
Yeah. I've not actually ever been to a game over there, but yeah, from what I've seen on like Instagram and clips, like it's really it's some atmosphere.
I was going to say that might be a bit of a shock to you then if you ever do get to play for them. Wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think it would. That's something that I'd have to adapt to. Yeah.
Well, I mean, just finally, as far as sort of now is concerned, you know, obviously Stockport have had a good time recently. They've got promotion, and you know, what can be achieved there? Do you think? What's the feeling around the place?
Yeah, I think that word's been spoken about a lot. I think promotion. I think that is the group's aim. I think the club's aim. Obviously, it won't be easy. No, that never is. It's a competitive league with I think probably a lot of clubs that will have the same ambition. But I think that is what, as a group, we set out to do at the start of the season, and I think we've got the players and coaching staff and manager that is capable of doing that. So I think promotion is the aim. And
Edgeley Park is such a great place to play, isn't it? So loud and and sort of vociferous. I mean, I remember it wasn't that long ago, I don't think really, when Stockport were challenging in the Championship to get into the Premier League, and then they had this terrible fall, and now they've risen back up. And do you feel that there's an upward sort of curve at the club, and does it feel progressive?
Oh yeah, massive. I think you can feel that. I think the fans, for the past 3-4 seasons, they've seen winning sides, teams that win a lot more than what they lose. So I think that as a player, it's I wouldn't say a pressure in a way, but something like an expectation to go and beat everyone. I think we're expected to win every game, and I think that's only a good thing. I think that's what you want as a player. You want to be winning games of football, so I think that's really good. And like you said, it's got a great feel to it. The stadium, it's like a historic, traditional English football ground, and it's a good place to play.
Love it. Well, I wish you all the best, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank
you very much as well.
Hi, I'm Tyler Onyango, and you can watch my interview on Citizen TV. Hi, I'm Tyler Onyango, and you can watch my interview on Obina TV.